here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
Okay, so this is probably not going to be a long video, but it's a video that definitely, well, it's a topic that definitely needs to be addressed. So your boy Puffy is involved in a freako. So what just recently happened last night, what I just found out about was Puff is involved in sex trafficking. So what happened was the feds came through and they did a sweep. So they raided his LA home and then they raided his home in Miami at the same time for any sex trafficking evidence, or maybe they was trying to hide some evidence, one or the other. But I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert in court cases, but here's what I do know. Anytime when the feds come through and they raid multiple locations, not one, like more than one, that means they're too confident. And anytime when someone is too confident, that means that they probably got a legit case against you, whether it's legit evidence already built up over months or they got some snitches already. So right away, and also if you look on the internet, on YouTube or any other website, you also see on the news that his sons was put in cuffs. So his sons could potentially be involved, but even if they're not involved, it's still a very bad look to see that your sons are in cuffs. And then on top of that, you was trying to fly out the country. So you knew the feds were coming, but you still had your sons there at the cribs, knowing that the feds might possibly raid that shit. Like, that is crazy. It really says a lot about Puff. But honestly, to get to the point, the main thing that I want you guys to understand is that karma is very real. Karma is very real. When you go around acting like you better than everybody, or you're backstabbing people and you're undermining people, or you think you can get over on somebody, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how powerful you think you are, you can always get got. If you ever read the book The 40 Laws of Power, I forgot what chapter it was, but Robert Greene has said it best. He said that success is like a drug. You know, see, when you fail at something, like let's say like something bad happens to you for a reason, you sit in a corner by yourself and you have no choice but to see what you could have done better, right? Or how could you avoid this problem the next time? But when you're successful and people are constantly kissing your ass, people are willing to do favors for you constantly, they're almost terrified to even say something negative to your face, you start thinking you're a god on earth. So that's exactly what happened with Puff. He was there. He was basically a billionaire. He thought he can get rid of his problems by throwing money at it. Anytime when someone tried to talk against him, he thought about making them disappear, if you know what I mean. You know, he thought he could get away with doing certain things to women by not getting caught or just by paying them. And unfortunately, all these things are coming back to bite him. And it's also alleged, I'm not going to say it's true, but it is alleged that he possibly got Big and Pac killed. Allegedly. Now, you know, with the whole Big thing, it's possible. I mean, I definitely see both sides to the argument, but I'm not going to say whether it's true or not because I really don't know. But with the whole Pac thing, you know, see, the main thing is that guys who are really not street cats like that for real, when you give them money, they do a lot of crazy stuff. Like, you be surprised. You know, like, money doesn't really change you. It just makes you more what you already were. That's another point I want to add too. Money and power doesn't change you. It makes you more what you already were. So Puff has been like this for a long time, but I think the more money he accumulated over the years, it definitely made it worse. So guys, like, just know that a lot of guys in the public eye that you see that you idolize, there's nothing wrong with you idolizing somebody in terms of their talent or or what God had blessed them with. But don't idolize them in terms of you trying to be exactly like them as a person. A lot of these public figures that you see on TV, they have shitty and fucked up personalities just like you do. They really do. All right, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter how big you get. Stop thinking that you can't get touched, because anybody can get touched. Like Puff's in a situation. Because the thing is, if you really look at the entire situation, even if he doesn't go to jail, I mean, I don't think he'll go to jail because he'll get some good lawyers. So he might not go to jail, but the legal fees are gonna basically bankrupt him. His name is already damaged entertainment-wise, to the point where his kids might be negatively impacted from it. You know, it's just yeah, it's pretty much over. That's what it's looking like. I'm not saying he'll die broke, but in terms of having a real name in an entertainment business, it's pretty much over. That's what happens when you have all these allegations, and now the feds are looking for you, or they're looking for evidence against you. They're raiding both of your cribs, and then you was caught trying to leave the country. Yeah, man, but nonetheless, guys, please watch how you treat people, because you can always get touched. I'm out. Tell me what y'all think in the video, and I'll see y'all later.